You want the meetings to be televised. I'm going to come to that contentious issue in a moment. But Swapan Dasgupta, the BJP is likening this to emergency of 1975. Do you believe that's a bit of an exaggeration, considering that no one really has been fired upon? Yes, tear gas shells were there. Or do you believe that the manner in which it was done is reminiscent of a government that is determined to crack down on all forms of dissent?
No, I don't think, I think, the word emergency is sometimes used in a very hyperbolic sense by people who remember it very vividly. But without necessarily going overboard and saying that it reminds you of the emergency, I think what you had here was a classic example of a government first trying to divide the anti-corruption movement. It attempted what might best be called a match fixing. When that didn't succeed, rather than allow the process to go on uninterrupted in the usual democratic way, it used arbitrary powers which is vested in the government to do it. And that it has violated all democratic principles, that it is completely arbitrary, unilateral, etc. It could have led to even a worse situation. I think it's quite clear. I think there's complete unanimity that regardless of what you may or may not think about the Baba Ramdev's movement, that he and all his followers and all those who joined the protest have an inalienable right to protest in a democratic society.
Okay, point well taken, Swapan. Vinod Sharma, did the government mess up? The fact is the same government which treated Ramdev as almost like a state guest 3 days ago, 4 cabinet ministers and a cabinet secretary going to meet him at the airport, then suddenly cracks down for him at midnight. What was the urgency? What was the sudden haste that required the government to crack down at midnight after having treated him as a virtually as a state guest?
No, first of all, I must say that breaking of any peaceful assembly, I think was a bit of an excess. I would not compare it to emergency because that will be an insult to Jayaprakash Narayan, because that was a different movement altogether. But perhaps, when the government did this, and we got some SMS from a top government official just now, which says that they were trying to prevent a situation that could have been akin to December 6, 1992, because the kind of crowd which was gathered there was quite similar.
No, are you saying that the crowd was similar to December 6, 1992? There is no evidence of that. There is no evidence.
There was Sadhvi Ritambra on the stage.
She was there in the morning.
No, there was Sadhvi Ritambra on the stage. And there was, please let me finish, because there is a flip side to this. We must discuss that. It may not be altogether correct, but this is a point of view.
Okay.
And I think that this point of view should also be factored in while saying that the government could have handled this much better, because the way it has handled it has put its own supporters on the defense.